What's up, YouTube? It's Big Fish, and as promised, we got another reaction video, but it's Light Saturday. No politics today. We're gonna be doing some Judge Mathis, and met through ex-boyfriends, now ex-friends. I wonder what happened here.
Plaintiff Wendy Casale says before she and the defendant rented an apartment together, the defendant signed over her parental rights to go into the military. Wendy suspects the defendant may have a hard time getting her children back, and Wendy's suing her today for rent.
On 15.
Defendant Tracy Blanca says while living with Wendy, they started to have problems after Wendy's boyfriend, who's with her in court, moved in. In fact, Tracy says she moved out because Wendy's boyfriend caused so many problems between
I wonder if they got a little bit freaky
between them.
Tell me what's going on.
Me and Tracy met about 6 years ago through our ex-boyfriends. As soon as we met, we immediately hit it off. We were the best of friends. We both broke up with those boyfriends around the same time.
Why? At the same time?
I probably broke up with him about 6 months before. We just grew out of it, I guess.
Wait.
We were both with them for a long time.
Wait, she broke up with him 6 months before. Were they still living together? I hope they come to that. I hope he answers that question, Judge Mathis. Please, Judge, please.
Tracy had 2 kids with her significant other.
There was no real reason. You just grew out of it.
Well, I broke up with my boyfriend because we just didn't get along. It was kind of like a high school thing.
Why you break up with John?
Because he was a horrible person.
You didn't know that before you had 2 children with him?
I had 2 children.
He was a horrible person that had 2 kids with him. It's diabolical work. Diabolical.
Before we got together, actually.
How many you have with him?
2.
Once again, you didn't know that before you had
No, I didn't. Things changed after we had the kids.
Is that your new fella?
Yes.
Is he all right?
Yes, he's much better.
Her new fella look kind of slow. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's not what the case is about. I'm sorry. Let's get to what we were talking about. Rent. That's what you're suing for. You can give me some more background. You all got me distracted. What are you telling me about your boyfriends for? Trying to get me to look into your gossip. Well, you can give me some more background. You all got me distracted. What are you telling me about your boyfriends for? Trying to get me to look into your gossip. Go ahead.
Okay, Tracy decided that she was going to join the Navy. She was trying to straighten out, like it was a good idea.
I'm sorry I'm pausing so much, but does Tracy look like she really about to make it in the Navy? Bro, the only thing she would have been doing in the Navy is getting hit from the, I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna finish my sentence.
To protect herself and her children, she decided to sign her rights of her children over to his mother, which wasn't a very good idea. Because once
you know it's not a good idea.
Because once you sign your rights over, it's hard to get them back.
I didn't sign my rights over. She just took me for guardianship so that she could get the kids medical care. And
all right, we're getting too deep into you all's gossip. So tell me, how did you all come to live together?
Okay, Tracy was living with a girl, with one of her friends, who ended up throwing her out. So when I showed up one day, Tracy's stuff was in bags, and she told me she had nowhere to go. So I started.
Why'd she throw you out?
Her husband was actually coming home from Iraq, and she got nervous that he was going to find out about the things that she had been doing.
What has she been
doing? What was she doing?
Just little things.
Like what?
Like what?
Well, I would prefer not to get into it.
Why?
I don't know.
Y'all been gossiping all along.
Hold on. Only thing I can think, she had some playmates over. She was getting a little freaky.
Don't stop. Don't stop now that it's getting juicy. Yeah. Go ahead. She was put out. You saw with her bags and what?
My parents wouldn't let her stay there, so we decided to try and get an apartment together. So we found one, and it was relatively inexpensive. But my credit's not very good, so my dad co-signed for us. He didn't really want to because he didn't really
How much was it per month?
It's $765 a month.
Let me allow her to give some background before we get
$765 a month.
Why you're suing her on the rent.
Please.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me get that.
Okay, well, first of all, Your Honor, Wendy and I were best friends for 6 years. We had a very give and take relationship. I would do things for her, she would do things for me, and when her boyfriend started hanging out more. We started arguing a lot more.
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
He was like causing arguments between us.
How?
Just like little things that he didn't like when I
mean, him hanging out, how did that cause an argument between the two of you?
Well, when we were living together, he would say something to her about me instead of coming to me, so that would cause problems between me and her.
Well, you prefer her boyfriend come directly to you?
Yes, of course, because then me
most
and him
people don't. You say, of course, most people don't.
Oh, no.
This is what they say. They say, you better check your man.
No,
You better check your woman.
I've told him many times.
Talk to her, Judge.
Everything else is true. The $765 per month.
Yep, it was
the agreement.
Yep, it was $765.
All right, let me hear what happened.
It was going well at first, and then we both lost our jobs at the same time. We were both working at the same restaurant.
What the hell? That's like the worst best friend situation ever. How y'all both lose your jobs at the same time, lost your boyfriends at the same time? Damn!
Thing at the same time.
It was like
You lost your man at the same time. Now you lose your job. Why
Thank
did you
you,
lose your
Judge.
job?
At least
we
we're
were
both on the
going
same
out
page.
too much. We would oversleep. We were just, we weren't being very responsible.
How old are you, lady?
Nah. They were scissoring. Look, I'm sorry I said that. They had to be doing some freaky stuff. Come on now.
I'm 21.
23.
Drinking and hanging out all the time. Irresponsible. Go ahead.
So we decided to let my boyfriend move in and split the rent 3 ways.
Okay.
So it became $255 per person. I went and
Bruh. $255 a person? Oh my god. Oh my god. How much money I would have right now? I would be rich.
I found another job. I started working again, and we were paying the rent. And then in February, we started arguing a lot more. There was just tension. We didn't really argue, but you could feel the tension in the house. And February and March was awkward. And then April 1st, May 1st, and June 1st is when the rent was due, and Tracy failed to pay.
Okay.
The first 2 months, she promised.
$265? How you fail to pay $265? Oh my gosh. One second, we got technical difficulties.
She was going to get
We're
the
back.
money together, so we would hold off on paying it, and that's when we incurred the $275.
Let me see what
late
she's
fee.
saying today about it. Ma'am, the rent she's suing you for, she says you failed to pay April, May, and June when you were on the lease to do so.
Well, like she was saying, it was extremely uncomfortable. There was a lot of tension.
Why?
Well, I mean, I've always been there for her, and I was expecting the same thing.
Oh.
But
Been there for you how? In what way?
Well, for example, I was at my boyfriend's house one night watching a movie, and she had called me and said that her and her boyfriend were gonna go out to the bar.
Okay.
And then about an hour and a half later, she called me frantically.
3 months of not paying $265. Bro, you a trash roommate. Go to the Navy.
And said, you have to come get me, because she had gotten into a fight with a different female because she found her boyfriend on a pool table with no shirt dancing with this girl, and I wasn't there, so I don't know all the details.
That's funny.
You always give a little bit of the gossip. Why do you tease?
Hey, give us the whole tea.
into a fight.
Unless you're going to give us the
Please.
whole story. Don't keep teasing us with half of the gossip.
So I came and
I'm
picked her up
thirsty.
immediately, and that's just the kind of relationship we had, but it was to the point where I didn't want to come home. When I did, I would go straight to my room, close the door until I had to leave again.
She says you didn't
Okay.
pay April, May, and June.
That's not a problem.
And what's your defense to that?
It was just uncomfortable to be there.
Why didn't you
so
pay?
I decided to leave, and I left a fully furnished apartment. All the furniture in there is mine, and I didn't want to leave them with an empty apartment. So I decided to leave all my furniture there, and I didn't have a job at the time, so
Tracy thought leaving all of her stuff there was rent. Tracy, $265. All you gotta do is go to your room, close the door, and get gone. Tracy. Oh my goodness, Tracy.
What
couldn't
she's
afford
failing
to
to
pay her.
say is that she never told me she was going to leave. When I came home from work one day, all the pictures were taken off of the walls, and she kept telling me the entire time, I'm going to pay. And it would have been a little different if she would try and accept my help. I offered to help her get a job. I let her drive my car like regular basis. Like she would take my car overnight. And she just wouldn't accept any of my help. When she was coming home with her boyfriend, she was sleeping all the time, and I blame him for a lot of it.
Both of you all was sleeping all the time. You both.
What are these two bears hibernating? Get to work. So I got a copyright claim, so I had to edit it a little bit out. Judge Matthews decided on a verdict. The plaintiff, Wendy, ended up winning. She got $915 off of back pay from rent off of Tracy. So yeah, that's what happened. Tracy was acting crazy. I guess the Navy didn't want her because she couldn't do none of the qualifications. And they both sleeping like bears. What is this? Hibernation season? Like, hey, listen. How you gonna not pay $265 in rent split between 3 people? That's diabolical. I ain't gonna say what my situation is, but bruh, like I said, if I had that, the money in my pocket right now, boy, I'd be out here going to the strip club every day. I only been to the strip club once and never went back because it was a waste of money. Waste. All right, it's Big Fish. We out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Tell me why Tracy couldn't pay $265. Huh? That's diabolical. Till next time, gang. Peace.